Alright, so anyway, feeling like Jared Butler and Spartacus today. Whatever. Yeah. But let's talk about some things. Um, I know you're lying, right? Why? Because you're so full of yourselves, right? See, in order to be a music star, you first have to be narcissistic enough to think only you can sing a song, right? Now, the thing is, okay, maybe you can sing a little, right? But music was meant to be shared, too. That's your problem, too. You forget that little law, right? That little rule. Mm-hmm. If someone can change their voice, right? Or can impersonate you, how do you think they learn to do it? By listening, right? Well, if you can only sing in one voice and now got the talent of singing more than one voice, that used to be a talent, right? It's called impersonation, right? And it applies musically as well. Mm-hmm. It's how the monks in the choir do the songs like this. Even in I Got the Power or whatever, right? That sexy song about Enigma or whatever they call themselves, right? Well, anyone can impersonate that. That's just old-fashioned chanting, right? But the thing is, I'm changing it up a little too, right? Nobody amen. I'm sure that has something to do with the Lord. But the thing is, we're too much male. We're too much female, right? Meaning we're only focusing on what we look like, not what we are within, right? Well, within you, you're mom and dad, right? And some people don't understand the fullness of that, right? What do you think Paul's saying when he says, you're internally neither Jew nor Gentile, bond nor free, male and female, for you're all one in Christ Jesus, right? And you're all one in his body, you're baptized into it, both of you. That's the part you don't seem like you can get over. And there's only one being who would have a problem with it from the beginning, and that's Satan himself, right? Right. Now, why is he Satan? Satan just means an enemy who was not meant to be an enemy, became an enemy, right? And what he's doing is teaching us right from wrong, good from evil, how to live your life either badly or goodly, right? Well, the thing is, the area he's teaching you has to do with willing to get revenge on someone who did you wrong first and kill them back, right? Well, if you kill them back and they want to kill you, you become mortal, right? And you can die because you're condemning them, and yourself, right, by the way, for wanting to do the same thing, right? Well, if you want to murder me back, or hurt me back, or do me wrong back, right? And you were told, don't do that, you want to murder him back, right? And you do it anyway, right? It's still up to you to not have went through with it, right? So you still want to blame me because I told you not to do it, right? Which is all I can tell you. Don't eat of his fruit, the works he's going to show you can do to a point, right? But you don't have to do it. But if you're going to do it, don't condemn yourself for it, right? Do you get the point, right? But at the same time, you know it's wrong and why it's wrong. That's rational that it's wrong to hurt someone to the point of wanting to murder them, right? For no cause, right? If you have a cause, right? You're not trying to murder people over bullshit, right? That's what I was taught as a child, right? Now maybe I'm crazy than you for believing that, right, and not doing that, right. To some people, right. But it don't mean again that I'm the problem and not you, right? So what, right? We gonna do something to Russia because they're hacking us? I don't know, right? What can we do? Put up a better security system so they can't? I don't know. Pay someone to fight them all for us, right? I mean, that's still someone extorting money from you to keep Russia off your information, right? And all it is information, right? Are you doing something so bad, though? Right? I mean, if you're not doing nothing wrong, why do you need a lot of privacy anyway? Right? If you're doing something right, you can be out there in the open like I'm trying to be, right? I'm not doing nothing wrong. You don't see me hanging out with little girls. You see me by myself, right? Why? Because I'm an adult man trying to find an adult woman, see? Thing is, though, every 16-year-old girl today, henceforth, I can date if they choose to date me, right? But I'm not going to make a move on you, right? At all, right? Because I don't know if you're mature enough to handle it, right? Right. If you're not, you're not. Like Megan or Caitlin, right? But whatever, I don't know. I'm not trying to date her. I'm just trying to be a friend to her, right? And I'm not trying to hurt nobody's feelings, guys or the girls, right? You know. Now I got a friend named Hunter, but he's just a friend, right? Now I love, right? I mean, metaphorically, right? And all that. Platonically, everybody. But looking for a relationship with a woman, right? Ain't changed that. Ever. Now, even if I'm striking out or ain't getting nowhere or sneaking a little bit of sex from the massage parlor girls, or not, I don't remember, right? But if I did, they let me do it because I'm massaging them or something. Back, right? I'm reciprocating what they're doing to me and doing it back to them. And then I ask them, can I stick it in, right? And they say yes or no, right? If they say okay, they let me do it, right? That became consensual, right? That's the difference there, too. But you don't want to change yourself, see? Then you blame me for acting like you. Which is really what's going on here. I'm acting like people around me. How I think you act. Now, one of these hamburgers, I got slices on them, one of them I don't. The reason I'm doing that is I'm trying to do half of what I used to do and trying to cut back a little. Right? I gotta get these mashed potatoes here. Steakhouse. Yukon Gold mashed potatoes. Alright, microwave instructions. Okay, so they want me to puncture the film and microwave on high for a few minutes. And luckily it's got a film on it, so Now, sometimes I got a little jar of gravy I put on the mashed potatoes. Sometimes I don't. I think I got enough food to last till the next pandemic. Just making sure. But yeah, I'm putting my little pool together outside here. I might be missing the piece, or it might be under the thing. There, either or. But now this is a small pool. Why a small pool? Because you got to start small to get bigger, right? The next pool will be like another 10-footer right here, and then the little spa, right? Now, all right. Now I got enough room for another, if I want, a big old swim spa if I want to. It should fit, it should fit. But again, gotta wait for it. Now, if you gotta be taken care of, though, lawyers, either way, you gotta be taken care of. Now, if I use exercise equipment, right, and use it every day, what does that mean? I'm trying to rehabilitate myself, right? And for some reason, say the guy in the Bibles, the two guys, the three guys, if you count Jesus himself, right? Well, he's the guy in the Bible too, right? He's the guy who forgave and was able to heal people by simply forgiving them, right? Can you do that? Well, maybe if you forgive and go to God and ask Him to heal them, like Christ probably did, maybe He can heal you too a little bit. Ain't gonna be perfect because we're not perfect creatures ourselves, but we gotta speak the things that become sound doctrine, right? Now the problem is, if I'm injured, I either need the injury fixed or a way to block the pain, right? Which is where medications might come in, right? But did John say it or God? And how did John say it? Did he say it in a, okay, well, in the future they might come up with pharmakia, witchcraft, right? A different way. So don't use it, because no one today is practicing witchcraft, right? Like described in the Bible. Right. Now, when you talk to the dead, the first thing you gotta realize is if they're dead, right, they're in the spirit anyway, not in the flesh anymore, right? So, okay. So you can talk to the dead. How do you do that? By what? Process. Knowing the living. Right? You know they were here once, right? You know they're not here anymore. And you know they're more spiritual than physical, right? A psychological, electrical buzz or a light, right? So if you know that, you're not going to see an apparition like in Harry Potter, say, right? Though Keaton Saw thought he did with Samuel, but he knew the man. So that could be himself, right? Imagining, right? It was Samson he called, the witch called up. You don't know all that either, but whatever. We're not here to condemn, we're here to understand. Now, if you're seeing a full apparition, though, it's usually called a hallucination, right? So be careful when you deal in that area. Now, I hear only audible hallucination, or what they call voices in my head. So this is to help people who might have a similar issue deal with it positively, even though I'm not sanctioned by the government or anything. I think I got enough experience to help other people deal with it positively, kind of similarly to AA. Say that's one of your symptoms is you hear voices. Well, if you hear voices, okay, as long as they're not demonic, meaning telling you to do something bad, you're okay. But here's the thing, if they do tell you to do something bad, you do know not to listen to them, right? Right. Exactly. It's the demon on your shoulder or the angel, right? We've all heard that myth. Exactly. Or it's Satan whispering in your ear through his demons, and then Jesus through his angels. He's also called Michael in the spiritual realm. He's as God. Now, he can't be greater than God. He's a little bit lower than God, as we are a little bit lower than the angels. Hello? We're lower than, not greater than. Because we are spirits in the material world, to quote the Rockstar 16 right there. And like Madonna said, I'm living in the material world because I am a material girl, so you need materials. You're a material. No problem with that for me, but come on. Now, we all want, though, basically the same type of materials. We need a car, we need a house, and that costs us money. Whether you are able-bodied 100% or 50%, mentally or physically 100%, or if they just think you completely bat crap, or bat shit, as some people call it, using the same meaning for a word, but a different way to spell the word, right? Now, some people want to control you so badly, right, though, they say you can't even say certain words or you're going to hell. You can't listen to the song on the radio because you're going to hell with them. Alright. Thanks for the FYI. But, okay. What if I do? What does that mean, right? What you saying exactly? I'm going where you're going when you die? Huh. You're probably going there too for condemning me for saying the word. Or for condemning me to listen to the music, right? When Doobie Brothers said, whoa, listen to the music. So I thought, listen to the music. Alrighty then, alrighty. That's all you can do is listen to the music. Right. But I'm letting the hamburgers cook a little bit more. Right. I like mine about medium well. So that's what I'm going for here. And I also like the fat droppings left behind. Right. So since I got the mashed potatoes, right, I don't want the grease left behind, sure, but more the hamburger stuff that came off, right, while the middle was cooking. It's still part of the hamburger, but it's like an extra juicy part. Now, some people, though, especially doctors, I guess, don't believe, for some reason, that a person can get better from mental illness, right? Well, how do you know that? if you're not dealing with it according to how it happened, right? Well, like with mine, right, I was okay at one point, right? Then there was a stressor, right, mainly my shipmates, right, that caused me to hear voices, right, while around them. Right. And if you use your head, that stressor was mainly set, right? Or they wouldn't train me, right? Yeah. Though that drove me to the point, okay, that I'm paranoid now around other men. And don't really trust them, right? That they're not out to get me too that way. See, that's why I'm 100%, right? And don't trust men. Because it seems like you're all out to get me and won't help me find a girlfriend, right? Because you like the other same gender, right? And you want everyone like you. That's what I heard anyway. Uh-oh. You need to calm down. To quote Taylor Swift there, right? Not everybody's gonna feel the same way as you do about it, right? If that's the case, right? So I'm just trying to talk to you about it, right? Now, does it bother me, though, that you're gay? Do I want to kill you over it? No, no. But some people, okay, are that way about it. Now, yet, I bet the real problem is, I know, they feel a little gay themselves, right? And you more tempt them to be gay. And, yeah, I think that's the real problem. But, if I do, it's because you've been told something about it that makes you think I really am that way, though I do not. Right? So once you do that, there's probably nothing I can say to you to make you think I'm dead straight, right? Exactly. I'm still here, I'm just getting the meal ready. Now, like, some of you, though, for example, might not mind two women, right, being that way over, say, two men, right? You might have more of a problem with the two men being that way. Well, that's because you can more fantasize about the two women, right, being together than the two men, right? Normally, it's what I was kind of felt growing up. To me, anyway, the images I was shown made me feel more straight, right? Or attracted to the opposite sex. Now, if you feel differently, though, I'm not to judge you according to my God, Jesus Christ, or our Savior, or whatever you want to call it. I'm not to hurt you for feeling that way. Either. Because you're a human being too. And the worst you could do is rape me, right? And try to murder me to cover your sin, right? Now, another thing you can't do is go to your ex and ask him advice about your new boyfriend. Because like I told Mary Bell, whoever got you pregnant, if it wasn't me, right? We didn't get pregnant the whole time. So I didn't expect you to the last time even, right? No. It was as much of a shock to me as it was to you. But the problem is, you can't blame me if neither one of us knows how it happened, right? But the weight don't lie. If you were only with me, right? Someone messed with your birth control pill suddenly, right? Or something, you got a bad batch, right? See, they're not guaranteed to work 100%. That's the problem, right? And then all you can do is sue the company, right? If it didn't work. But they don't guarantee it 100% for a reason, right? Right. So now we're going to get together the rest of the hamburger stuff and put it on the mashed potatoes here. It's kind of a gravy type situation. But all I can tell you is I was taught not to behave. For instance, like people who stalk a celebrity, if you want to become a celebrity, right? You know what I mean there too, right? But someone can pretend to stalk me because I'm good at what I do, but I'm not getting recognition for some reason, right? I wonder why. But like I said, here's my meal. Now, if you want to eat dinner with me, dude, you can fix something similar. It's not hard to do. Now, I gotta get the grease out the frying pan with my little napkins, of course. But do you do it too, right? See, like I said, right? If you're listening to other people about another person, you're an eavesdropper, right? Meaning you're not hearing the whole conversation, right? And they're bringing you in to back them up because they don't want to listen to me, right? When you do that, you're getting misinformation about it. Same with Jesus. The man came 2,000 years ago, and everybody's saying good things about him, but he was done wrong terribly by being hung on the cross, right? Well, the thing he did that seems to be different is he forgave it all, right? He said, Father, forgive them, they know not what they do, right? Well, I think that's your problem too. You don't want to forgive, right? But instead want to condemn. Well, you do that, we all go to hell. Right. Alright, so I'm missing a pipe, right, for my pool, which is why it ain't fully together yet, too, right? It could be that I didn't take it out, the tube itself, because one set of pipes are for the top part, and the other set of pipes are for the bottom part. But the bottom part are just parts that fit into the ground, or the one pipe to another pipe. The top pipe has two that fit together and one that don't, right? So I could have just used one of the pipes, right? So that's one of the things I got to figure out next. Now, when people, though, misjudge you because they think they know you, it's like Christ and John, right? John changes something about Christ's body, right? In Revelations, right? That's a serious thing, right? And uses the same wording, right, as Luke, right, for that word, right, he used, right? And also mentioned Jesus leaning on him leaning on Jesus at the Last Supper, right? And also that he was the only disciple in front of Christ on the cross. So you're hearing what you want to hear about it, right? If him and Paul are telling you something more, right? He also mentions 7 things in the Old Testament. Now, if 7 men say this, right? And I can list 2 from Moses right away. Moses and Balaam. Right. Moses himself and Balaam talk this way, right? Then Samuel. And even the book of Judges, right? You have Deborah making, I think his name was Balak, something like that. Go to war against the Sicilian captain of his